A little while ago, I was invited to a university to speak at the Atheistic Society.
Oh yeah? Which one? Where and when?
They said, Pastor Barrett, we would like you to come and get involved in a debate with all the atheists.
All the atheists? It wasn't all the atheists. They didn't invite me.
I said, fine. I said, what's the heading? Well, what's the caption? What are we debating on? And they said this, the debate is this, the premise is, there is no God.
No, it wasn't. And no, I have no idea what debate he's talking about, but no university would hold a debate with that title because that's not what atheism is. The title would have been something like, There is no proof of God, or There's no good reason to believe in God. And already we see the crap Barrett is setting up for.
I said, okay. They said, yeah, the president of the Atheistic Club, he will stand up and he will share for 15 minutes on how there is no God.
No, he won't. He'll talk about how there's no good reason to believe in God, or he'll talk about why we should reject the God idea because of the null hypothesis, or something like that.
And then we're going to give you 10 minutes to prove to us that there is a God. I said, bro, I don't need 10, I only need 2 minutes. He said, come on down. So I went down, I won't tell you which university it was.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you any details. Wonderful, right? So we won't have any way of confirming this, of watching this debate or other accounts of it to see if you're relating it properly, or even to tell whether or not it actually happened at all. Typical.
But I drove to Cambridge, and when I got to Cambridge...
Well, that narrows it down to about 30. And before you say anything, no, it wasn't Cambridge itself. Because after he first posted this video to Facebook in 2016, people asked, and the Cambridge University Atheist and Agnostic Society said, no, we did not invite him, and this event did not happen. We've never heard of him. Barrett replied, It was not my intention for it to come across that the debate forum was Cambridge. As you know, sometimes in public speaking, when you are in a rush, you don't always articulate things in the best manner. So it wasn't Cambridge. He just drove to Cambridge at one of the other universities there, but still wouldn't tell us which one.
I go into this lecture hall, right? And there's, 1,000 students there. And the lead atheist...
Still not gonna give us a name, huh? And I want everyone to know, I went looking. I went looking for any time Barrett debated any atheist on stage at a university. Came up with bupkis. The number 2 university at Cambridge is Anglia Ruskin. And in their list of clubs and societies, they don't even list an atheist society. By the way, after all this came out, Barrett deleted the Facebook post.
He gets up and he's preaching. And he's spitting and he's frothing at the mouth and he's eloquent, he's brilliant. How can any rational person believe that there is a God?
This is the closest he comes to honestly getting the atheist position across. What rational reason is there to elevate the concept of God from something that humans thought up to something that we can consider to a good degree of confidence to reflect reality? I'm sure that's what this guy was saying. Again, assuming that this debate happened at all and you didn't dream it or something.
You gotta be stupid to believe that there is a God and all these sorts of things, all the things that you've heard.
Funny, because they're all things that we never say. No. Unless this mysterious debate only happened in your mind, this was not what the guy was saying. Guaranteed. Want to prove me wrong? Give me names and dates so I can look up this debate for myself. Funny how people like you never seem to want to do that.
And then they said, and now we're going to get Glyn Barrett, he's going to come up and tell us why there is a God. Have you ever read the verse, led like a lamb to the slaughter?
Have you ever read the verse, Jesus wept?
So I get up on stage and there's boos and hisses and all these sorts of things. And
Oh, give me a break! No university debate boos the God side!
I come up the front and I just said to the guy, I said, listen, you spoke so eloquently. I said, come and join me on stage. So he came and joined me at the podium at the front there. And I said, you believe there is no God? He said, there is no God. You cannot be a rational person and believe there is a God.
Now, you see, this is where you belie yourself, because these are two completely different positions. The latter is the atheistic position. The former is the straw man, so you can set up your hollow fucking victory.
I said, okay, help me out with this. I want to show you something. And I drew a circle on a whiteboard like this. I said, this circle represents knowledge.
So your knowledge is bulbous, amorphous, and misshapen. Got it.
Everything that could ever be known about any subject fits in there. All the sciences, all the arts. You're an intelligent man. You study at this university. How much do you know of everything that could possibly be known? So he took a pen and he drew that and he went, I reckon I know this much.
I know, you see where he's going with this, and we'll get there, but I want to point out a big problem first. You see the whole rest of the board? That's representing what isn't true, and that board stretches on for infinity. There are an infinity of things that might be true, but only a finite number of things that are true. So if you want to intellectually defend the existence of something, you have to show why it's in that tiny little circle and not elsewhere on the infinite board of non-existent crap. This is why we go with the null hypothesis until something is proven. You need to prove your God. And since this video is titled, How to Defeat an Atheist in Under 2 Minutes, he needs to be able to do that definitively.
I said, wow, you're intelligent. He said, yeah, I am. I said, that's brilliant. I said, so that's what you do know? He said, yes. I said, and that's what you don't know? He said, yes. But this does exist, you just haven't discovered it yet. Yes. Therefore, could God not exist in a dimension that you haven't yet discovered? Answer, yes.
And there could also be a dragon in Carl Sagan's garage. You don't know.
Therefore, sir, I would suggest you're not an atheist, you're an agnostic and one step closer to knowing my Jesus.
Yeah, that's it. That's his argument. The old agnostic, not atheist garbage. Just to review, agnostic is about what you know, and atheist is about what you believe. We don't believe in God because we haven't been given any good reason to. And we're agnostic because you haven't shown any proof at all. Which is how I had him pegged from the beginning about not knowing what the debate was even about. And also why he won't tell us anything about where and when this debate was so we can find out about it ourselves. Oh, and by the way, no good trying to ask him because he turned off comments after deleting the Facebook page full of everyone showing skepticism that this debate ever even happened. So brave. It'd be really interesting to see what happened next because anyone of any rationality would have torn him to shreds. He would need to show that his idea of God was in that tiny little circle instead of the infinite area around it. And apparently he can't do anything other than, I don't know, therefore God. Doesn't work that way. So the next time you see some wanker like this going on about how he debated an atheist, because there are a lot of them that relate these mythical debates that never happened, ask for specifics. Who, where, when, and is there a video? If he can't give you that, assume he's a lying piece of crap just like Barrett. So thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe, leave a comment, and go to donate.bogosity.tv to keep me doing what I do. And check out all the great content here, like this video selected just for you.